think we can.
I'm Becky.
I'm Jason.
And you're traveling with the
Munschs.
Munches. Except for we're home. We're not in the trailer.
Nobody's traveling.
Jilly's here squeaking her dog toy. So we left off with you in New Hampshire.
New Hampshire, yep.
Then we traveled to Vermont and stayed at Grand Island State Park.
On Lake Champlain?
Yep, on Lake Champlain. There was, we did not sight Champy
No.
or get any Champy merchandise, which I figured
Oh, I
the
thought there was
area
going
would
to be
be
all
from.
kinds of stuff all over there,
No.
but there wasn't anything. No museum, nothing. No folklore.
Yeah, so that was kind of disappointing, I guess. I mean, I was hoping to see a monster water creature. Then also, we had kind of some kooky neighbors in Vermont that were up all night and just real strange.
Yeah, they kept it interesting.
Yeah, they asked Jason to take. Jason notoriously does not enjoy talking to other people, so I was sitting in the camper and I could hear, "Would you take our picture?" It was like 5 ladies in their early 50s, I'd say, and Jason's like, "Yeah, sure,
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
let's go
that'd
take
be
those
fine."
pictures,
And I was
fine.
just like, "Oh, boys, your dad just loves this stuff, taking other people's pictures."
It was fine. They're nice.
Yeah, they were crazy and
Loud,
slash
but-
nice, super loud, very loud. A lot
Yeah.
of smoking.
Yeah, Vermont was a really low key. I mean,
Stop. Yeah.
we thought there'd be more things to do. I think because
Well,
we were
and I
just
thought we were
there
gonna have a beach on our campground, but the beach was about this wide. Everything's flooded in the
Yeah,
whole
everywhere.
of America apparently, and so all the beaches were way back. So the beach that we were supposed to have was literally tiny, and it was covered in small like black shale rocks, which was awful. You can't swim in that.
Chilly, it's just
So
come here.
we went and found another beach to swim at, which was good, but we asked, like what's flood stage, and she's like, well, it's 100 feet, and right now we're at 98, so there's not a whole lot of beach. You think? So it was like this much of the biggest sandy beach in all of Vermont, right?
Yeah, the Arbor Dunes. So we went north to 2 other campgrounds. We went to one that was just a little bit north of us. Night
Who cares?
Point,
Nobody cares
whatever.
about that.
I mean, but
You mean state
a
parks?
dog one.
The dog is not. This is why we can't have the
Cooperating.
dogs camping with
All
us.
right.
We ran into a ton of people and they're like, "Why don't you take your dogs?" No, it's a dog break.
So many boxers.
There were a lot of boxers at a lot of
places.
stuff. Anyways, focus. Lake Champlain. We went swimming on a sandy beach.
It was a big sandy beach, Arbor Dunes.
Yep. We went to the movie Men in Black International.
Yep.
It's all right.
It's all right, yeah.
Better than nothing.
Got our movie in.
We went to Church Street in Burlington, Vermont, which was kind of fun. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
they had a
just-
really big, cool outdoor store
That
that
was neat.
would be really awesome. It was like had every brand imaginable and more that I didn't even really know I wanted. But now I have a whole bunch of other things. So they had Ben and Jerry's, and I ate some sorbet or something.
Yeah.
So then when we went to close up Vermont to move to the Finger Lakes in New York, the slide kind of went.
As we're pulling
Good.
it in.
That was
So,
good
yeah,
work.
it
So you
wasn't-
did that, and I did this sound. So
So we're like,
not being
okay.
smart people, like we rolled in, and then he's like, "Try rolling back out," and then we'll roll back in. So we did.
Plus he was stuck on something. Just a little bit. It wasn't that
Like
bad.
3 times, and then when we finally
it
got
in.
it in, it was Jason like manhandle pushing the bed.
I just wanted to get it in so
Yeah.
that we could go because
Yeah,
we were
for real.
leaving. I mean,
Yeah.
we were supposed to be on the road.
So we jammed it in.
and we're
and
like, we'll
then-
check it out when we get our next
Yeah.
stop. So,
we got to New York, and I
was the
had
first thing you
to
gotta-
dismantle like the entire bottom part of the camper so the slide pulls in from the back and covers our couch and our whole dining area. And so I had to go under that part and like start ripping panels off and unscrewing things.
So
And
she's on there looking at it, and the chain's off, and you're like, I think I can get it
the
back
chain
on,
jumped
and
3 gears under there. There's only 3, so it jumped all the gears. It's like a bicycle
That's
chain
awful
is
the way,
basically
yeah.
what it looked like. I thought I could fix it, of course, because I think I can fix everything, but
You're calling me under there, so I'm trying to crawl under
So
there.
both of us
with
are
her
jammed.
under
Yeah,
there, so
it was-
It was tight, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, that looks broke.
there's no movement. We're both just like, you see that?
So we probably made it worse. We're probably.
Oh,
thinking.
yeah.
We probably
Yeah,
made it
I
worse.
should have left it alone. Instead, I was like, I'm pretty sure if I just loosen these 2 screws and like loosen the bike chain, I can just put the bike chain back around and screw it back together. But turns out when I loosened to the 2 screws, it was like, like
They'll never get back together again.
I'm glad that
We'll
there
need
wasn't a
chain
body
puller.
part there because it would have been off. So that chain is off, and now there's literally no
Hi,
way that we're going to be able to fix it ourselves. So we'll have to call a camper repairman.
Yep. So hopefully. The
And
bigger
that's
house
how
can be
we
fixed.
started our New York's
Yeah.
trip.
So from there on, we knew no more
Oh,
slide.
also when we pulled into New York, this couple next to us,
God. Forgot about
Was-
that.
they pulled in the wrong way. So usually you back into your spot. These people pulled in this way and then unhooked and then just
Yeah.
drove their car around on the grass. Literally
so-
nobody does
yeah.
that. We camped across the whole United States. Nobody does that.
And so,
Oh yeah, they let you do it here because everybody wants a view of the lake.
And they were using our fire pit and stuff in our
And picnic
And
table.
so I was all confused. So I got out there to pull back in, and I was like staring at them, like I'm so confused. What's going on here?
So they're here facing. They're facing this. How do I do this?
This way.
They're facing this
Yep,
way.
and if we
pulled
pulled
in, we would have
the
been right
normal
here.
way. So they're like, oh no, everybody just they don't mind you pulling in the other way and stuff. So I was like, and they're like, oh,
It was a big
whatever. They're
song
like,
and
oh, we can
dance.
move if we want to. It's like, no, fine, we'll
Gonna
just
make you
pull
haul
in.
up.
So we pulled in the wrong way, looking like a bunch
We
of
didn't,
idiots from
and
South
we
Dakota.
didn't have. So then we ended up with no fire pit
Yep.
because they had our fire pit on the other side of the camper.
They said, oh, you can come around and use it. Yeah,
We're not gonna go over in your
Anyways.
campsite with your dog and your.
So between that and then the camper being broken,
So then,
Ours-
like, it's small living in the camper to begin with, but this was like living in our master bedroom without the bathroom or closet for the duration of the trip.
yeah,
Like,
it was tight, and that was, I think, the main thing for me. I
we
think
were
that
warm,
was like,
it was
yeah, we can
tight.
go home anytime now.
It was, we were done. Also, somebody happened to break their window in their bunk when they were upset in Vermont, so we ended up with a broken window,
Yep.
a broken slide. Various other parts of the camper were
The
starting to
steps
just
are
literally fall
coming off,
apart.
so we stopped using the steps for now.
Got a real conundrum on our hands, like new camper, but then we don't really want a new camper. I don't know. That's a whole nother thing. So New York, we stayed at Sampson State Park, which was on Seneca Lake, one of the Finger Lakes. You're gonna have to be quiet.
Yeah.
This is not about you. It used to be an old naval training.
Yeah, so it's weird. We pulled in. There's like all these roads, like tons of roads, and
Everywhere.
there's all this room, and it's like, what do you do?
So they showed like the old aerial view of the place, and there was, I mean, barracks and just,
Yeah,
it was
but-
covered, and all the roads were still there, but there was no buildings.
Yeah, so they took all the buildings down, let it go back to nature, and had trees. They only had a few of the big buildings
So
left
weird.
that they used for like the camp store
I
and
called,
stuff.
they put it up after, they bombed Pearl Harbor. They like put it up and started training naval people there.
Things, right.
So I called my dad and I'm like, why? I don't understand why they would train people in a lake. He's like, it's a lot easier to retrieve a guy from a lake that's 600 feet deep than from the ocean. So now I get it, I guess. And there was a museum there we didn't get to see, but we went up to the museum and there was a man who had gone through basic training at the old base. What
It
did
was-
he say to you? That they had him marching and drilling so much?
Yeah, he was like, I didn't even know we were by a lake.
It's like 100-mile lake or something. It's not 100 miles. It's like a 30-some-mile lake. He's like, I didn't even know there was water here. It was funny.
That's pretty funny, yeah.
He was a nice guy and was chatty
Yep,
stuff.
that was interesting.
We also went to, such a cool place on Seneca Lake in New York. Watkins Glen State Park, the Gorge Trail.
So we were on Seneca Lake.
Seneca Lake.
So these
Seneca.
are the Finger Lakes, Seneca Lake in New York.
Yeah.
And
We
yeah,
just
at the
drove
southern part
down
of
further to the tip.
it. And they had
and-
this cool gorge thingy.
We've never seen anything like
That's
it. It
pretty
was
nice.
so cool. It was just, you just walked up a gorge basically, and it was a series of waterfalls, some of which we walked behind 2 of them. There was like a spiral staircase in the mountain. I don't know how they did that. There was rapids and then
Yeah, it
waterfalls.
was just a neat little place.
beautiful.
I got some video, I think, of it. I'll post. But
Yeah, it was gorgeous. So that was kind of the highlight of that trip, I think.
yeah.
And then our last stop ended up being Cedar Point. Cedar Point,
Sandusky,
Ohio.
yeah. So we've been there before. This is our first repeat on traveling with the Munschs.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
never stayed the same
Weird.
place twice.
When we got there was also a snafu. We went to pull into our spot, and there was a car parked in our spot, so we had to go get a new spot. Things like in the stars were just starting to line, be like,
Yeah,
just
super-
go
yeah,
home.
super annoying.
You need to go home. And we were all just losing our minds. It was too tight. And
Yeah, so we just did a few rides, and we went
Yeah,
to
a
a water
few rides.
park, and
glad we went to an amusement park because 0 people like amusement parks in our family. Nobody.
there was the
I went on more than one ride by myself. More than one.
Yeah, once
Lucas
kinda
went on one ride.
kind of stormed off without me.
Lucas went on 2 rides. He'd like to correct that. One was a Ferris wheel.
The scariest ride. I hate the Ferris wheel of all. I'll go
So
on
yeah,
anything
they're all
else.
freaking out on the Ferris wheel. Like
God, I hate
like,
the
we're
Ferris
just
wheel.
on a-
It's so slow and like.
we're on a bucket and you
Dangly.
can see every. I don't know.
I don't know. Wicked
had
Twister
fun.
was
Wicked
worse.
Twister
though. That
was amazing.
stupid
You go to
scary.
Cedar Point, that's so cool. It's like 2 horns that twist up, and it just shoots you up one and shoots you back up the other one.
Oh,
It was super smooth. I loved it.
scary.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then we
But, yeah.
all played carnival games, which
Which was fun but expensive. We could
well,
have
and
bought
also we
stuffed animals
knew
for.
that all of them were rigged, so it was kind of rough. Like, you know, all of them are rigged, all of them. So
Yeah.
Sam's gonna do this hanging thing where he's just got to hang there, but the bar is like,
And the kid could hang in a tree for his whole life.
yeah, the bar's like this big, and his hands are big, but they're not big enough to get around a bar that big. He can't readjust. He can't move his hands. He can't even like do a pull up if he wants. He just has to hang there.
And he did pretty good. He got like a minute and a half.
He did
maybe
really
minute
well.
40.
The bar wasn't incorrect.
And he'd also like to point out that there was grease on the bar, I believe.
Butter. It's butter.
Grease on the bar.
Probably. They probably
And,
did all the
yeah.
tricks, all the carnival tricks.
It was insane.
But
So then Munch and I won prizes because the lady incorrectly guessed our weight. So we're
Yep.
pretty proud of that. So we
we got our $9 toys for $10.
Yeah.
So that's all right.
we're like, I think we can beat her. I think she's gonna think I weigh more than I look like I weigh. And she did.
Yeah.
She highballed both of us.
Yeah. What?
Which kind of is, I don't know.
I don't know, but
rude.
this trip, every trip I've lost weight. I gained 5 pounds of this trip. I don't know.
I didn't
where that came
I didn't
from, I don't
lose
feel like-
anything, and we walked
Yeah.
a lot.
I didn't think I ate crazy, but
We drank a lot of like orange juice though. I drink so much orange juice. I've never drank so much orange juice in my life. That's a lot of calories.
but
Just orange juice, orange juice.
I always
orange
drank more
juice.
beer. I think all the other ones because more campfires. Not many
There
campfires
was
this
barely
year.
any campfires.
No, it was
Nobody
crazy.
read any books.
I'm still trying to get through my one book, Tom Clancy. Oh my God, I shouldn't have read it, but now I'm into it, and I'm only halfway through it. The whole trip.
Threatened to burn it multiple times. I was like, I'm so sick of seeing you read that. You're so miserable.
And
It's like this thick, and he's just like,
And the writing's tough. I mean, the ideas are good, but it's just so detailed, and I can't get through a page or two
Yeah.
at a time. But anyways, I'm gonna get through it. I'm still working on her.
he's got till Monday,
Yep.
Saturday. He's not gonna do it. So we're at the
yeah.
point now. We're home. We saw the dogs. They're happy to see us. Blah blah blah. And we're living out of the, basically we're like, where's my toothbrush? Oh, it's in the camper.
Yep.
So you do a run to the camper.
Do we have any food? Oh, it's all in the camper.
Yeah, get it out of the camper. Where's my pillow? Yeah, it's in the it's the camper. Your shoes are in the camper.
So we're transitioning
They're
back
all the camper,
to the house.
which will take all summer,
No,
more or less.
It's almost done now. It's still not unhooked. I still got hooked up to the car
Yeah,
2 days
whatever.
later.
Whatever.
But we're done.
Yeah, we're done. It was a
Sad
great.
now. Now
It
I'm
was a
depressed.
great.
Want to be out there again.
I know Jason.
Sam.
Would like to be out there again.
But oh well. Can't hack it, I guess. I wanted to
It's
go home
just-
too this time.
We
It's
were
just-
all just done this time, which is a bummer. But
Yeah.
we're looking forward to our next trip, and
Gotta figure out where we're going for sure.
yeah, we got a couple ideas in the old hoppers up here.
Yep. A lot of them
And-
involve hot places, and that's just hard to
The
think
Munchs
of.
don't do well in heat, like really poorly in the heat right
The
now.
self-
So we left, and it was like a mild winter when we left. Basically, it was like
That was
in the
so cool.
40s.
It was like the first hot day right
Yeah.
before we left because we realized the air conditioner was broke.
We come back and it's like 98 degrees and 100% humidity.
Yeah, it's
Come on, it's the worst it's been anywhere. So we haven't even left the house since we've been home. But so we're trying to figure out if we want to do the Southwest, which would be
Grand
murder
Canyon,
hot.
that kind of thing.
And I don't know. I just don't know.
Texas.
We've been in hot places and we don't do well.
So we got to figure that out.
Or like the eastern, in the middle of the country. We're joking and call it the Mid-East, but it's like the middle of the country
East.
toward the eastern side, which
We
would
called that
include
the Middle West when we went.
Yeah, that's true. So it is the Middle East and like Washington, D.C. and that area. Alaska's always on the table. There's been a couple of jokes about Hawaii. I mean, I wouldn't mind that. I'm just saying. Obviously
No.
not with the camper. But,
Might be a good year for it if it's dead. Anyways, we'll figure it out.
we'll let you know. So this was
Yeah.
something new we tried. If you actually did watch these and enjoyed them, would you say something, like post a
Post something
comment
on our
or anything?
blog, yeah.
We're really not sure if people are watching these
Yeah.
or if we're just,
I feel like
For our
they
own
can't be that
amusement.
exciting, but then I watch them and I laugh,
but we think we're
we
pretty
know
funny.
each other. So,
We think we're hilarious,
yeah,
so.
whatever. So, anyways,
right.
hope you enjoyed the new media.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
See ya.